And the U.S. Supreme Court is doubtful about claims that Donald Trump is disqualified from running for president. Colorado, which previously ruled against his candidacy, presented the case. DD India's correspondent Nick Harper reports from Washington.
Well, we heard about 2 hours of legal arguments in the Supreme Court building just behind me earlier, and this case is incredibly consequential. It will have a direct bearing on this year's presidential election and will essentially rule whether or not Donald Trump is eligible to run for re-election. Now, the state of Colorado had previously ruled that Donald Trump's name should not appear on ballot papers. They say because of the events of January the 6th, 2021, when Trump supporters overran the Capitol building, that amounted to insurrection, and therefore Donald Trump is ineligible of standing for the presidency once again. Now, Donald Trump's lawyers set out how they think that is not the case. They even at one point argued that January the 6th was a riot rather than an insurrection. No decision from the 9 justices today. It's unclear when their opinion will come out. It could be in the coming weeks, but bear in mind that out of the 9 justices, 6 of them are conservative leaning. 3 of them were even appointed by Donald Trump himself. And what we heard from the tone of their questioning during that 2 hours.
If Colorado's position is upheld, surely there will be disqualification proceedings on the other side, and some of those will succeed. I would expect that a goodly number of states will say whoever the Democratic candidate is, you're off the ballot, and others for the Republican candidate, you're off the ballot, and it'll come down to just a handful of states that are going to decide the presidential election. That's a pretty daunting consequence.
Really made it clear that they appear skeptical of Colorado's arguments and therefore are poised to side with Donald Trump when they issue that opinion. It will be very consequential, and whatever they decide will be divisive. Unclear when we will hear, but they are being urged to come out with that judgment as soon as possible, as it will have a direct bearing on the coming months as different states vote for which Republican candidate they want to challenge Joe Biden for the White House in November. Nick Harper in Washington, reporting for DD India.